So hi guys, this is my first episode of the CSP tutorial. I will start with the star cases, which means that you have a star at one of your sides like that, which means like only corners on one of your sides. So the cube on my left hand side will be used to show the even parity out, and the one on the right side will be used to demonstrate how you solve the odd parity case. So let's start with this case. It's called 8, which means like all your edges are sticking together. Okay, by the way, before I start explaining, all of these cases have a common characteristic, which is like when you move the bottom, I mean the star, by 2 or -2, either way it will change the parity. So it means if you get even parity, you move 2, then it will be switched to odd parity. So that's for the star cases. That's why it's easy. So for this 8 case, you start tracing from this edge. Like you split the 8 into half, and you start from the right edge. You go clockwise, then on the bottom you go clockwise. So here's the solution for even parity. You convert it into scallop, then you solve the scallop. So if you get odd parity, let's assume this is odd parity. So you move the star by 2 like that, and you solve it. Then you still do it to scallop, then you will basically solve parity. So like you guys might be wondering, right, that's for the solution when I have the 8 on top. What if I have 8 on bottom? How should I trace? For me, I personally just flip my cube over and just ignore this middle slice thing. I just trace it. It's the same way. See this slice thing? I start from the same piece and just go around. So, and then when I execute the solution, I just flip it over and do the same thing. Example, this is even parity, so I'll convert it into scallop as well without moving the star. I convert it to scallop, then I just solve it as usual. It won't affect. So okay, here's for odd parity. Do the same thing. You just shift the star like that, and you still do scallop. So the next case is this 4-4 case. It's called 4-4 because you have 4 edges together like that, and for bottom you still have a star. So for this case, you trace it from this piece. You see how you are splitting them into shields. So you start from this edge and go around, then continue with this corner. It's the same. So if you get even parity, you remember, if you get even parity, you do shield. If you get odd parity, you can shift the star like that, then you do shield. So like if you get it on bottom, you can do the same thing. You just flip your puzzle over and then just trace from the same edge, and then go around, continue with the corner. So you might be wondering, like, what if the case was like that when I scrambled? You do the same thing. You just start from this edge, you trace it, and you continue with this corner. Alright, got it. So after tracing, okay, remember this is the even parity. The cube on my left is the even parity, the right one is the odd parity one. So after tracing, you do the same solution. Don't shift the star for even parity. For odd parity, you shift the star. Then you do continue solving. So for the next case, we have 7-1. It's called 7-1 because you have 7 edges and one individual one like that. So for tracing, you see like how this forms a scallop. So you split them like that. You have 4 and 3, 1 like that. So you start from this edge like that, this edge, and then you trace around like that. So for even parity, what you do is you just do this. You put this individual one in front of you, you do like that, make it into this pattern, then you do scallop kite. So if you get odd parity, you can just shift the star like that, then you do the same thing, convert it into scallop kite. So if you get this case on the bottom like that, you do the same thing, you just flip your puzzle over. You start from the same piece, which is this piece. You trace, go around start from this blue piece, go around, and then continue. So if you have even parity, this case, if you have even parity, you just like hide this individual edge. You do this, then you get scallop kite and solve it. Same thing. So if you have odd parity, you do the same thing, hide the edge. Then you shift the parity by turning the star like that. When you get it into scallop kite. So the next case is 5-3. So you hold the tree like this. Tree. You start from the tree, this piece. You go around. You see like how this forms a paw. You start from the edge of the paw. You go like that. And then same thing. So for even parity, you just do this, and you get the same pattern. You convert it into scallop kite. Just solve it. For odd parity, you shift the star like that. You can do it anyway, like do left or right anyways. Shift the star, then you solve it. You also convert it into scallop kite. So if you get this case on bottom like that, you do the same thing. You just rotate your cube. You just start from the same edge, go around, continue with the same corner. Same thing, start from this green one, go around. So then for execution, you see this paw, you keep this paw on your left hand side. You just do this like that, hold it like that. So you will pair up and you get a 5-1. Then you convert it into scallop kite. Just for odd parity, you just shift the star. You do this. Same thing. So my final case is called 6-2. You have 6 edges and 2 like that. So for this case, you see this, it's actually formed by a left paw and a right paw like that. It's 2 paws. So you start from the right one, like you start from this piece, this like the thing of the right paw, this green piece. Then you trace. For bottom, you just trace like that. So for even parity, you just convert this case into paw like that by splitting them. Then you solve paw like that. So after you split them, you hold it like that. This way, sorry. So for odd parity, you just shift the star, then you do the same thing. So if you get them on the bottom, so what you do is you just do the same thing. You flip your puzzle over. You start from the same piece. In this case, it's this blue piece. You go around, then continue with the bottom. Start from this piece, go around. So for even parity, you do the same thing. You just split them from the middle. like that. So you get two purple. So you get purple, I mean. So for odd parity, you shift the star, and you get them into purple. So that's all for the star cases. This is the easiest set. So if you have any questions, you can leave it in the comment section.